Good evening, everyone. This is Pradeep Mal, Ambassador of Change from Getty, the Global Education and Training Institute of Lucknow. We are the premier training institute for principals and teachers in India and several parts of the world. And we have many in-service and pre-service programs. For more information, please go to 740-840-1000. Right now, you are on our disruptive education platform provided to us by our mentor, Dr. Sunita Gandhi. And on this platform, we have met with and interacted with more than 1,600 educators from India and all over the world. And this evening, we have for you Mr. Muhammad Amir. He's a lecturer in specialized translations and interpretation from the Cairo University, Cairo, Egypt.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pradeep. It's a pleasure to be with you this time. And today I'm going to talk about a very important topic entitled.
Yes, sir. Let me just complete this, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
He is a professional accredited translator and interpreter with an experience of more than 10 years. He is a coordinator of international relations and conferences. He is the founder of Tarjim with Amir initiative, which aims at providing professional training for translators and interpreters. He is fond of reading, writing, traveling abroad, and delves in human rights and politics. So thank you for being with us, sir. And he will be speaking to us today on the significance of technology in translating and interpreting. Thank you, sir, for being with us, and over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pradeep. Thank you so much for introducing me in such a delicate way. It's a pleasure to be here on Getty, and it's my first time on Getty, and it's not going to be my last, of course, because I like your performances and I like your presentations as well, and I attended a lot of them. And it's a pleasure to be the first one to talk about translation and interpreting on Getty. So I think this is going to be very fruitful and benefitful for all teachers and the translators and the interpreters. And by the way, our today's presentation applies to both. If you are a translator, if you are an interpreter, and if you are a trainer or a teacher or an instructor of translation and interpreting, so you can make a career switch or a career addition. You can add another skill to your career. If you are a teacher, you can work in interpreting and the translation. And if you are an interpreter or translator, you can work as a teacher as well. So I think this is going to be very funny for today. Introducing myself, as Mr. Pradeep said, I'm a lecturer of a specialized translation and interpreting in major universities in Egypt, like Cairo University, Banha University, Suez Canal University, Boursaid University. I'm also an ETLA certified translator, one of the fewest in Egypt with this accreditation. And I'm also accredited by Interprefy, which is going to be overviewed today. Interprefy is one of the biggest online simultaneous interpreting platforms all over the world. I also have a TOEFL and a TESOL certificates focusing on teaching English as a second language. And as Mr. Pradeep said, I'm a founder of Tarjum with Amir initiative. In Arabic, it's called the الترجمة Amir. It's after my name, and it's an initiative that focuses on developing the skills of junior and younger translators and interpreters and pushing them into the job market with the competent skills and enough skills to qualify to the job market. So let's talk about the reason that technology is a must in teaching, in translation, in interpreting. By the way, if we're going to talk about the job market opportunities for translation and interpreting, we have a lot of opportunities, but technology is the main core of those. There are a lot of widely spread vacancies, whether locally, nationally, internationally. And by the way, in India, there are hundreds and dozens of translation agencies and companies, and here we are in the Middle East, and especially in Egypt, we work with a lot of Indian companies. So you can see that there a very wide cooperation between Middle Eastern clients and the Indian companies, and vice versa. So this is a major that has a widely spread vacancies. You can work freelancing, you can work as a full-timer, as a part-timer, you can work remotely, whether you are an interpreter or a translator. Second of all, using technology is a must also if you are working in national and international opportunities. So if you are working for the United Nations, for example, or the European Commission or the European Union, you are going to need a lot of technological awareness. You can use modern technologies if you want to be qualified to apply for such jobs. And by the way, there are a lot of jobs offered right now in the language barrier, Arabic and English, in the United Nations, and I myself applied for 4 of them, and they need technology. They need the minimum technological needs for applying for those posts. And by the way, translation and interpreting are closely related to several fields. You can work in media, you can work in conferences and events management, you can work in libraries, you can work as a writer. Writing is closely related to translation and speaking. Of course, you can work as a public speaker. If you are a good interpreter, you will have the minimum awareness, and you will have the minimum requirements to work as a public speaker or an orator, whether nationally or internationally. This is very closely related to interpreting and translating. You can also work as a freelancer or remotely, and this goes for females more than males. You know, as males here in the Middle East, we can work a lot of hours, but females can work from home if they have babies, if they have their own husbands, and they have responsibilities for their houses, and so on. If they are housewives, they can work from home, they can work remotely in translation and interpreting. But you need the minimum technological requirements. You need to have a workspace, and I'm going to discuss with you the workspace that needs to be available for such jobs. As a translator or an interpreter, you need to have a very close connections and communication opportunities with interpreters and the translators. As a teacher, as an instructor, as a lecturer, I go out to talk to Gabby, for example, to make out a presentation, and this is the kind of communication that I'm talking about. You need to communicate with other peers, with other colleagues in your profession. If you are a translator, if you are an interpreter, if you are an instructor, you need to communicate with those people. And we live in a whole small world. Translators need to know each other. Interpreters need to know each other. And of course, teachers and instructors. And now, this day, I got a new brother, and I got a new friend who is Mr. Pradeep. And I think this is very beneficial to me, at least. I need to communicate with him. He will communicate with me, and this is the world that we need to talk about and we need to live in. And this enhances your opportunities to apply to jobs, to get new jobs, to get new opportunities. Because without knowing other people around, you will never get the idea of how to qualify and apply to job opportunities out there. And finally, promising a future if taken seriously. Working in translation and interpreting, or even teaching translation and interpreting, can be very, very promising, whether professionally or even financially. You can earn a lot of money in teaching and working also in interpreting and translating itself, but if taken seriously. And this is a very important condition if you want to get the most of the job, to get the most promising benefits out of interpreting and translation. You need to be professional, you need to be serious, you need to be accurate, you need to have a lot of skills that qualifies you, or that qualify you to work as a translator or as an interpreter. Before talking about technological skills or technological means, we need to talk about the main linguistic skills. There are 4 linguistic skills that need to be provided or available in any translator or interpreter. As a translator, you work using your own hand, your own laptop or computer or PC or anything else. You need to use 2 main skills. 2 main skills, which are reading and writing. You're going to read out a document, for example, an official document, and then you're going to translate it in a written way. So reading and writing, these are the main skills for translators. But talking about interpreters, other 2 skills are listening and speaking, because in consecutive and simultaneous interpreting, you're going to use your own ears. You're going to use your own tongue to speak and to translate from the speaker to the audience and vice versa. So these are the 4 skills, not only in English, in any language. If you are translating from Arabic, Chinese, Indian, Russian, French, Italian, German, any language in the world, you're going to need these 4 skills. So translators focus on reading and writing, and interpreters focus on listening and speaking. And these skills are interwoven, they are interconnected. And a lot of people ask me a very important question: do I need to be a translator before being an interpreter? Do I need to be a translator or an interpreter before being an instructor or trainer of translation and interpreting? Concerning the last question, in order to be an instructor or a trainer of translator and interpreting, yes, of course, you need to be a very, very, very skilled interpreter and translator. But working in translation and interpreting is not a condition interconnectedly. I mean that if you are an interpreter, do you have to be a translator before being an interpreter? That's not a condition. You can be an interpreter without translating documents, written documents. You can go to conferences, to events, and translate orally without having the skills of written translation, because you do not need this. It's not a condition, but it enhances your skills, of course. If you are a translator and an interpreter in the same time, I did that, and it paid me very well. So answering this important question is a must. If you are going to be a trainer or a teacher of translation and interpreting, yes, of course, you need to be a very good skilled and very good qualified translator or interpreter before being a teacher. How to measure and evaluate my own linguistic skills? First of all, you need to have a placement test. A placement test to assess your own linguistic skills. We have 2 main international tests. Number 1 is IELTS, and number 2 is TOEFL. And this is a personal one. And this is a personal piece of advice from an interpreter and translator to all of you. Working in translation and interpreting needs at least band 6 out of 9, not 5.5, not 5, at least 6 in both writing and reading in translation, and listening and speaking in and interpreting. This is concerning listening and speaking and interpreting. Yes, this is concerning the IELTS. So you need to have at least band 6 out of 9 in IELTS. Concerning TOEFL is much available and much cheaper than IELTS, which I really advise all of you to do the test every 2 years, TOEFL. So I think it's not too complicated, it's not too harsh like IELTS. So TOEFL is much advisable more than IELTS. This is a personal theory. This is not the general one, but this is out of my experience. I did my TOEFL and I did the IELTS, but TOEFL is somehow much more comprehensive here in the Middle East, at least in the Middle East. So if you wanted to do the IELTS test, to do the TOEFL test, they are both available. You can go there and to know which skill that you need to develop, listening, speaking, reading, writing, or anything else. Okay, now let's move to technological needs. So we talked about the linguistic skills. Now let's talk about the technological skills and technological needs. We have three main pillars to talk about. First of all, you need to have a very good internet connection. A very good internet connection. Number two, a very developed and updated PC or laptop. Number three, you need to have a very comprehensive and comfortable workspace, an office, a printer, a scanner, and block notes, pens, papers, and so on. Going
Excuse
into
me,
details,
excuse me,
yeah,
doctor. Doctor, your PPT is not moving.
okay. What about this? Is it moving
Yeah,
right
it's okay
now?
now. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so concerning the main technological means to work in translation and interpreting, or even teaching translation and interpreting, we have certain skills and means that you need to provide in your own workspace. First of all, you need to have a fixed Ethernet, not a Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is very good, by the way, but a lot of international companies which I work with, they conditioned that I connect to my computer or my laptop to an Ethernet, a cable-based internet. Um, because Wi-Fi can be somehow unstable. Wi-Fi, even if it's very strong, even if it's stable, it can be cut out, it can be hesitant, it can be shaky somehow. But a cable one is much more dependable. So if you have Wi-Fi, that's very good. But if you have a conference right now, please check your own cables, put on the cable and work through the cable, the Ethernet, not the Wi-Fi. This is very advisable to you. But this only goes for interpreting, not translation. Translation doesn't need any Ethernet or cables. So you can work as a Wi-Fi and translation and use the Ethernet, the cables in interpret in simultaneous interpreting or consecutive interpreting. Okay. Number two, modern updated laptop or personal computer. And I do not want to be very I don't know how to describe it. I'm not putting conditions, but you need to pay some money on your laptop or your personal computer. It's like investment. You're investing your money and time in a very good asset in your hands. Your computer is your asset. Your laptop is your asset. If you do not have such good computer, such updated computer, such a modern computer, you're going to waste both time and effort because it's going to be grumpy. It freezes down, it locks down, and it's going to cause you a lot of problems. You'll lose confidence, you'll lose dependability, independence. Uh, so please invest some money. Not, I don't want you to pay a lot of money on high-tech computers or big computers. Only a computer or a laptop that provides you with the ability to handle your work in a comprehensive way. Okay, so please bring a laptop that is updated. Bring a personal or a PC that is updated, modern, which does not go frozen all the time. Headphones and headsets. This applies for interpreting and teaching as well. You need to bring modern headphones and headsets. And by the way, I have a story to tell you. When I applied to Interpretify is the biggest interpreting platform all over the world, and I got my cheap headphones at home. And when they used it, when they see it, and they checked my requirements, and they told me that this headphone does not go in line with our requirements. So I got out in the street and I got a new expensive one. And when I bought it into the computer, they accepted me as an accredited interpreter. This is the only condition that I needed to be an accredited interpreter, to have a modern headphone, because modern headphones, they are not shaky. They provide you with very good vocal abilities. You can hear the voices very well. The voices are not shaky, and so on. So, and this is some kind of investment in your work. Workspace, flexible, tech savvy workspace. Yes, I'm talking about printers. I'm talking about scanners. I have two printers, by the way, because I have a lot of business to do here. I have a modern one, which prints colored and black and white papers, and I have another one which only works on black and white papers. But I need both of them to download and to print my own work, which, and you can download your own contracts, your agreements, your NDAs, your documents that you are going to translate after that. These work very well for your profession, and you show up as a professional person when you send your papers and documents very fast and on a timely basis to the client. They see you and they consider you a professional one if you are quick, and technology makes you much quicker than anyone else. Got audiovisual recording system, which is very important for teachers, especially for teachers. If you're going to train yourself on teaching English, ESL, any other subject, translation, interpreting, you need to record yourself. You need to record your performance. For example, I'm going to watch myself after the session, and I will get feedback from my peers, my colleagues, about the video that I'm giving you. So recording or audiovisual recording system is a must in a very comprehensive workspace, because after watching your video, you watching your performance, you will get a lot of, number one, mistakes. We all commit mistakes in teaching body language, facial features, and body movements and head movements. We all commit these mistakes, and so after watching yourself in a video or hearing yourself in an audio, you can work on your faults. You can work on your dilemmas and solve them and be more professional than anyone else. Let's talk about some electronic resources for translators and interpreters, and also for trainers. If you are going to train teachers, if you are going to train interpreters and translators on translation and interpreting, these are the main electronic resources to get. And by the way, they are all for free. They are all for free, and they are valid, they are legal, they are available online for free. Number one, which is pros.com. And of course, Mr. Pradeep, I know that you know pros.com, and a lot of translators work, teachers work on pros.com, and I met a lot of Indian translators on pros.com, and I work with dozens of them through pros.com. This is the biggest and the widest translation and interpreting platform all over the world, and you can find teaching opportunities and vacancies or on pros.com. You can log into pros.com and you can make a free profile and then get jobs in translation, interpreting, and training, teaching as well. Number two, European Union. Sorry. Number two is European Union repository provided by the European Commission. This is a website specialized in interpreting, only interpreting. But you can find dozens of videos translated from different languages that are accredited in the European Commission: English, French, Italian, German, and even Arabic. You're going to find these languages in the European Commission. They are going to provide you with dozens of videos of conferences, events, sessions translated from one language to another, so you can practice shadowing. You can practice shadowing and imitating interpreters through this website. This one is very, very useful to all teachers and translators and interpreters. Two websites that are very important are Interpretin and Interpremai. These two websites provide you with free training on modern platforms, especially Interpremind. Interpremind provides you with courses like RSI, remote simultaneous interpreting, and RCI, remote consecutive interpreting, and for free. You're going to have a very comprehensive training for free on both websites, so you can log for free on them and get the training and certificates, by the way, after finishing the training. Total Languages provides you with job opportunities on tele-interpreting. You know, tele-interpreting, interpreting through the phone, through telephone. If you are planning for working as a medical translator or interpreter, or a customer service translator, community interpreter, Total Languages is the biggest website that focuses on tele-interpreting or telephone interpreting. Translators Without Borders is one of the fewest websites that focuses on the idea of volunteering. They provide you with hundreds of subjects and texts that you translate and publish for free on the website, and then you get certificates of recognition and appreciation after your translation. And by the way, when I was a junior translator, I applied to Translators Without Borders, and I translated some texts with the Red Cross, the International Red Cross. It's a very international organization, and they liked my translation, and they gave me a recognition certificate, and it's very useful for my profession that I work with an international organization like the Red Cross. They are all available on Translators Without Borders, a very important website that is for free. Finally, we have platforms that you need to know as a trainer, as an interpreter, focusing on interpreting per se. Interprefy is the biggest one. Interprefy, you can apply to be an accredited interpreter on Interprefy, but it is the biggest one, so they have a lot of requirements, technological and linguistic. They have a very comprehensive and very complicated test, but you can postpone this step till you are professional enough to apply to Interprefy. Before that, you can apply to Qua. Qua is a modern platform focusing on RSI, or remote simultaneous interpreting. Acado as well as very modern one. Apply Conferences is the easiest one. Apply Conferences provides you with a certificate of ability to use platforms. It focuses on technology, and that's why I brought Apply today to you, because if you are ready to go into interpreting profession or teaching profession, Apply is your first step, of course. So you can, if you are going to be in order, Apply number one. If you are a junior, if you are a novice, Apply. After that, you have Acado, Qua, and the top of which is Interprefy. Interprefy, of course, is number one, is the top of the pyramid, as we see here in the Middle East. So Interprefy is the most important one. You can qualify to them after certain years of experience, of realistic experience, of course. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Pradeep, for giving me the opportunity to talk today to you. I'm finished. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to talk to you about the technology used in translation, interpreting, and even teaching translation and interpreting. And when I teach translation and interpreting, I use these technological skills, and I move these skills to other trainers and to teachers, in order to spread the awareness of using technology, the significance of using technology in our profession. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Muhammad Amir, for the significance of technology in translation and interpretation. Something new for us, and your different perspectives on that, especially from the job point of view, which is very, very important for people, especially nowadays. So, yeah, that's certainly a great job opportunity and beautifully expressed by you. So, good evening, everybody. And before we leave, I request you to watch our detox on our disruptive literacy movement by Global Dream, an initiative by Dr. Sunita Gandhi since 2014. This is to ensure everyone's participation by a people's movement in helping India achieve total literacy and numeracy. It's a very noble cause. On this, we have several talks every day. And for more information, please go to 7408401000. So thank you, Dr. Saab. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pradeep. And please say hello and salute to all of the Indian people. Thank you so much. We love you so much.
Thank you. We love you too. And goodbye, everybody. See you again tomorrow.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.